Insulting royalty! Another Amanda story. If you missed the previous Amanda stories, well, that link down in the description. There's a lot of these to get through. And honestly, I'm grateful. So this story starts way back. We were only 12 or 13 at the time. As our parents were friends, we found ourselves hanging out when our parents had social time. When we were in elementary school, this worked okay. But this became an issue as we got older, and Amanda got weirder, as beards are wont to do. Her parents owned a vacation house, which was really just a mobile home permanently on a camping ground with a back deck and a grill that cost basically as much as the house. They'd hold get-togethers there, and we would swim in the pool and eat copious amounts of barbecue. Bro, they got a pool? I'm sold. That's all I ever wanted in this world. I don't care if it's next to a trailer. Anyways, it was at one of these get-togethers that Amanda looked at me and said, "My uncle told me that my great-grandfather was Genghis Khan." Now, even at this young age, Amanda was known to be an outright liar. I nuh-uh'd all her uh-huhs and then demanded that she prove it. Bro, how are you supposed to prove something like that? 13-year-olds can't afford a DNA test. I guess just the fact that she says great-grandpa instead of great-great-great-great infinitely repeating grandpa. To my amazement, it was at this point that Amanda ran over to her uncle and demanded that he validate this heritage. He laughed and said that Genghis Khan wasn't her great-grandfather. There were a lot more greats in there, but that yes, Amanda was descended from Genghis Khan. Now, I have since learned that a huge amount of the population is descended from Genghis Khan, so this was probably just a really good guess based on their background. Still, I was quite impressed with it at the time. Oh my god, she won. She's gonna hold on to this forever. We're never gonna get any peace. Amanda demanded an apology, which I gave, and she flounced off, quite smug and vindicated that she had been right and I had been proven wrong. Later that day, we were alone in the pool when she decided to push things further. "You know how my uncle said my grandpa was Genghis Khan? Well, it turns out that's not all. My uncle's royalty, and I'm actually a princess. A secret princess, like Anastasia." Which is probably a movie that had just come out at the time. Again, I called BS, and again, we nuh-uh'd and uh-huh'd for a little while before I demanded that she prove this, and I was met with silence for a long time before she suddenly told me that the next time I came to her house, she would totally prove this. What, they got you on like Ancestry.com or something like that? She's never gonna prove it. Some time passed before I went to her house next. I had forgotten all about this promise by this time. Amanda met me at the door, excited, and pulled me into the office. She asked if I remembered how she was a princess, and rather ceremoniously presented me with a Christmas-themed gift box. Inside, she said seriously, was the crown of her kingdom, which she was passed down. Oh my god. Should you even be holding on to this? We should put this in a lockbox somewhere, right? At this point, OP says she was too old for make-believe, but still young enough that, thanks to her serious tone, for just a moment, I suspended all my disbelief. I breathlessly opened the box and inside found a children's dress-up tiara. It was made from plastic with those huge plastic, gems and an elastic strap. Bro, this is sad. She could have just let it drop. She went to the pick and grab and pulled out a tiara. She's like, "Mom, I need this. My friends are all gonna think I'm a liar if I don't have this." I laughed, thinking it was a joke. One look at Amanda's face showed me that she thought I was going to believe this, and so I laughed even harder. Amanda, in response, had a total meltdown, running, sobbing into the living room, throwing herself on the couch. When her mother came to comfort her, she desperately tried to get her mom to back up her story. This not working, she slammed into her room and wasn't seen until dinner time. Dude, you did this to yourself. I can't even feel bad. You're lying about stuff that don't need to be lied about. Let sleeping dogs lie. So at this point, let us fast forward 5 or 6 years. A nearby park was having an outdoor battle of the bands. Lots of high school garage groups. The under 21 crowd was representing. Lots of food being sold openly, booze being drunk fairly discreetly. I was there with my crew, and Amanda was hanging around with us. She was, of course, being rather whiny about the whole experience, and we were just annoyed at her when things finally came to a head. Bro, what are you even whining about? This is your life. You only get one. Live it how you wanna. You don't wanna be here, don't be here. One of my friends, Holly, was sitting at a table when up walks a high school hottie. All wide Jinko jeans and spiked bleach tips. Yeah, a late 90s dreamboat. Bro, you cut me real deep right now. Holly was a shy girl, but this guy sits across the table from her and strikes up a conversation. Turns out he was from a nearby high school and recognized her from a track meet that they had both been at. Yeah, Holly, get your swerve on. The two of them are hitting it off, and the rest of us completely back off and just let them chat. Of course, not Amanda. Amanda didn't deal well with not being the center of attention, you see, and much like a toddler, if she didn't get any positive attention, well, then she would suffice with negative attention. So occasionally acting quite weird was a normal thing for Amanda. Bro, this is not about you. Why is she like this? I don't understand. I need to know more about her upbringing to really piece this together. She pulled a chair over to the end of the table and stood on it, then turned and sat on the table edge with her feet on the chair. This table was one of those temporary plastic banquet tables. Probably 10 feet long, so this was, as you can imagine, quite wobbly. So next, she lays down on her back on the table with her knees steepled up. This, however, still didn't seem to garner much attention, so next she started scooting herself down the table with her feet still lying on her back, her shoulders bulldozing the drinks that sat on the table. There's no way, dude. This is far too much cringe. What are you doing? Finally, she got down, level with Holly and the hottie, her head and shoulders between them like a Thanksgiving turkey. Dude, just like throw an elbow into her nose or something. Oops. Not surprisingly, this killed Holly and Hottie's getting to know you conversation, as it is impossible to talk literally over the top of someone else and still act casual. Everyone looked rather upset at Amanda for this move, but no one really seemed to know how to stop it. Like I said, throw the elbow, flip the table over. There are myriad things you could do to prevent this. So I leaned over Amanda, staring down at her face, and said, "Hey, you remember the time you claimed you were royalty because of that pretty princess crown?" There were a few laughs, and I launched into the whole story. Now, suddenly, Amanda was literally the centerpiece of both the table and the conversation. Be careful what you wish for, son. This was not the attention she wanted, however. She rather suddenly sat up and slid down the table to the edge. Now, Amanda was not a large girl, but without the chair to stabilize her, her full weight was a bit much for that lightweight table, and suddenly the entire table flipped up on her, drinks and snacks raining down on her head. And by this point, it was just a huge crowd laughing and pointing. It is karmic justice. Oh, ambrosia. Jesus. A furious and filthy Amanda fled the party, and Holly and the hottie dated for a short period of time. That is so beautiful, dude. It's everything that I could have wished for and more. Twitch chat says that she's probably grew up like being the center of attention or receiving no attention, and yeah, there's basically no in between, and I tend to agree. That's why I want to know what her family setup is like. I'm guessing she's an only child, but I can't recall if that was mentioned in the first part or not. Regardless, big piece of karma, and it is so delicious. You'd think that this would make her take a look at her life and reconsider some things, but it doesn't at all, because there's like 15 more of these stories. So let's keep it rolling on into the next one. All right, now. Keeping up appearances with Amanda. Yeah, who else but? I described a little of Amanda's background and tendencies in a comment yesterday and figured that I would expound upon that a little bit. I don't generally read the comments. I think I'm missing some good stuff down there sometimes. For the uninitiated, Amanda was a legbeard that I grew up with, who later reached full-on double plus legbeard status during college. I mean, the signs were all there. We should have all seen this coming. We went to a rather cliquey school, and people would self-describe themselves as preps or jocks, like something out of an 80s coming-of-age movie. We've all been media poisoned, haven't we? This is terrible. Amanda saw this as the social ladder that she had to climb. Someday she would find the right thing that would make her totally popular. Okay, in my experience, Amanda, that thing is not lying. Being a genuine person. And you could be totally popular. As if that's really the be-all, end-all. Apparently, on that day, every one of the preppy popular people would wake up and rub their eyes and go, Amanda! Oh, wow! Why didn't I think Amanda was cool before right now? Hey, everyone! Let's embrace Amanda as one of our own. And as Amanda was carried off on their shoulders, she would flip the bird to my social crowd. That's right, now she's graduated. This is actually a dream that we both share because, yeah, she's someone else's problem now. Because although we were the ones that tolerated Amanda's BS, the ones who good-naturedly forgave her tantrums and endless whining, she made no qualms that we weren't good enough for her. No, we were at best filler friends until she could be among her own people. And she openly admits this, and y'all just kind of take it on board. Let's see how you like having no friends at all, as far as I'm concerned. God, I hate Amanda. She's so easy to hate. Because of this, Amanda was obsessed with appearance, both physical and social. To be honest, her mother had been the popular blonde girl in school and had aged into the very definition of a... Is it weird for OP to say that? Feels a little weird. She had a slightly younger sister who was drop-dead gorgeous, friendly, and intelligent. Meanwhile, Amanda was at best, unusual looking. With the right style, she could have made it work really well, but she made questionable choices that only made her look even more unusual. And thanks to her foul attitude, she became just downright unattractive. So she's not an only child. Well, that throws a wrench in my theory. Maybe the little sister gets all the attention. Maybe Amanda is trying to live up to the expectations set by her mother and her sister. There's just a whole lot of speculation that goes into this. It's super hard to judge anything from a Reddit post, okay? But what has clearly been established is that Amanda, yeah, she ain't getting no attention.
'Cause I need attention.
Anyway, here we get into some physical description of Amanda. As a kid, Amanda had rather bushy eyebrows and wore the thick early 90s kids' plastic glasses paired with terrible 90s poofy hair. It was the same sort of picture that every girl my age looks back at and winces over it. Amanda, though, tried to rewrite history. At graduation, we were supposed to hang up a baby and a childhood photo. Amanda instead submitted pictures of some child model. Gosh, she's just too much. This was a small town. We all knew what Amanda looked like as a kid because we all went to school with her. But she claimed that every one of us misremembered what she looked like as a child. Despite her being in photos with us, and every class photo looking nothing like the girl in her supposed picture. Oh, God, dude. What reason do you even have to lie about this? And the fact you think you're so much smarter than everybody else that you're gonna get away with it, that people are gonna buy into it. I just can't. There's so much to unpack. Obviously, the eyebrows are what had really bothered her. The late 90s, yeah, they were a terrible time for eyebrows. With massive war crimes being committed to pluck all eyebrows down to pencil-thin lines. Amanda took it a step further, though, and basically plucked away her entire arch, leaving these 2 spots on the inside. If you ever see the 2 spots above the eyes of a Doberman, yeah, it's basically the same thing. What? She already had tiny eyes, and this just made her look terribly cross-eyed. Bad, yes, but worse was that she rarely maintained it. So half the time she had this like 5 o'clock shadow across her eyebrows. With 2 commas left to represent all of her emotions. I don't know, man. This is so good. It's getting me today. This poor little girl, why is she doing this? I feel bad about the appearance thing, and then she starts talking, and I remember how much I dislike her. At some point, a rather popular girl came in with some super expensive, sparkly and shiny lip gloss, which for some reason was instantly a thing, because 90s. Amanda had to get some of that. She would literally carry it around in her hand so everyone could see that she was using the really expensive stuff. You ever heard that saying about lipstick on a pig? Never mind. That's mean. The main problem here was that Amanda's mouth wasn't really the feature that she should be accentuating. She had a wide mouth, and her lips were essentially the same width all the way across. No Cupid's bow, more like fish lips, but on a human being. Say hello to my sleep paralysis demon. Also, inexplicably, the lip gloss that she chose to wear was grape. It turned her lips a wet, grayish color, piling into her mouth corners with caked-on bluish tinge. Jesus, dude. That is a mess. You look like a dead person right now. We all tried to tell her, but she attributed this to our jealousy over her massively expensive lip gloss. Here's a hint. If several girls are telling you that your makeup choices make you look like you have slimy, necrotic mouth tubers instead of lips, yeah, you're doing something wrong. She can't even be honest with other people. How's she ever going to be honest with herself? Otherwise, makeup was only worn on special occasions. She had foundation that she stole from another friend, massively mismatched to her skin tone, and only worn in dabs on top of zits. She also had a sparkly blue eyeshadow, which she would apply equally to the top and bottom lid. It's like a little girl got into mommy's makeup cabinet. This is... Why are you doing this? Sometimes less is more, okay? Senior year, we attempted to take her to the makeup counter, and we had them do a whole new face for her. And when done, it was astounding. she was actually really pretty. And she hated it. That's hilarious. Amanda, just take the hint, please. Now, hanging out with her through mutual family events and marching bands, I knew that this girl, she could tuck away some food. We were teens. Who didn't chow down on pizza and junk food from time to time? I wish I still could. My metabolism just can't handle it no more. But in school, where others could watch her, she didn't want anyone to see this. She's ashamed of her eating? That's like a childish trait too. My 4-year-old hides under the table to eat cookies. But this woman's senior year? Yeah, you're 17. It's time to get it together. So Amanda's lunch went as follows. She would rush to be the first one to the cafeteria, get the salad bar, then come to sit at my table with my friends. She'd gulp down some food, trying to be finished before anyone actually saw her sitting with us. She'd take a moment to carefully arrange her tray. When we asked, she said that, this was so that anyone who saw where she'd been sitting would see her tray and not get the wrong impression. Traces of lettuce would be carefully strewn about so that you could tell she had gotten the salad. Dude, this is way too much work. It must be so exhausting to be you and arrange your tray just so. What the hell? The iced tea container was placed at a perfect angle. The napkin carefully dabbed on that lip gloss and then refolded and tucked halfway under the plate, with the lip print showing, of course. Food stylists take much time and attention, you see. Bro, what? I'm not even sure how to classify this. Did anybody notice this at all? I guess OP did. At this point, Amanda would leave her tray with her book bag in the seat and spend the rest of lunch either stalking her current crush or lurking near the popular kids' table. She would only come back at the last moment to grab her tray and book bag. We, of course, frequently messed with her tray, leaving scattered candy wrappers on it, smearing ice cream all around it, and drawing on the paper plate. She was always furious about that. That's really funny though. Like OP and her friends, they're trying so hard to be good friends with Amanda. She doesn't like when they go out for makeup. She doesn't like when the friends razz her a little bit. Maybe she is just better off alone. Anywho, at some point, Amanda decided to diet. Again, normal high school girl stuff. Only she had seized onto someone else's measurements as being 36, 22, 38. This was her goal. Those exact numbers. Good luck, I guess. Gonna need some surgery a high school student can't afford for some of those numbers. This, again, was the late 90s, so we were all wearing those low-rise hipster pants at the time, and for some reason, Amanda had it in her head that her waist was where her pants were. Her hip measurement was actually closer to the upper thigh. Her waist was maybe only an inch higher up. She would constantly bemoan how much weight she had to lose for her waist to be 22 inches. Yeah, you gotta break your pelvis and all this. It's too complicated. Finally, I took her to the anatomy room and measured the skeleton to show her how unrealistic it was to think that she could lose weight to 22 inches around what is essentially the widest point of her pelvis. She probably took this a bit too much to heart as she gained the freshman 100 after graduating. God, Amanda, you're just a mess. I mean, it was the 90s, okay? So you didn't know everything about everything. You didn't have a supercomputer in your pocket, but there were people that you could ask. Ask Jeeves, for instance. No, don't do that. It's a horrible search engine. But all I'm saying is there was a way to get the information if you were really intent on having it. And if you're going to set goals for yourself like that, maybe know what the hell it is you're talking about. Unless you like being disappointed, which I guess I like being disappointed because I'm going to roll on into the next story and we're going to see what happens. So join me over there. Fall formal with Amanda. Oh boy, another Legbeard at the dance. Somebody's going to end up crying in the bathroom. Mark it on your bingo cards already. It's time for another story from the Legbeard that I grew up with. The landlocked surfer. The lost royalty from some unknown plastic jeweled kingdom. The incomparable Amanda. Yay, round of applause. Smattering of indifference, whatever. At some point in the past, our school had 2 dances in the fall. Fall formal and homecoming. Before I hit high school, these had basically been condensed into one massive formal. So we would have our homecoming game, elect our homecoming queen, and then it would be time for our fall formal. This was the event. The finest event possible that could be hosted in a high school gymnasium. Only the best for our public schools, damn it. Prom was only for seniors, and only half the school attended. But fall formal, oh, you just didn't miss it. I actually have several stories involving fall formal and Amanda, including the one that I'm dying to tell, but I'm gonna save that one for a little bit later. Oh, do these get juicier as they progress? Please, yes. The advantage to our big formal being in the fall was that we learned we could go out in the late spring and buy prom dresses when they were heavily discounted. That's big brain time right there. For us alternative preppy kids, it ended up being this odd sort of ennui spendthrift chic. We would find the perfect dress, hide it away for 6 months under strict watch so that our looks would all be secret, sometimes dieting to fit in and sourcing the perfect accessories. Then we would show up at the dance, and when complimented, we'd say, "Oh, this old thing, yeah, I figured I'd get it in case I went to fall formal. It was only $30, so really no big deal." What has really changed, honestly? So that spring, my mom was driving a load of my friends down to raid the mall. And as my mom was Amanda's friend, she asked me to call and invite Amanda along. And I did so, begrudgingly. Amanda had already started becoming that weirdo who you really don't want to invite anywhere. Yeah, we saw it. It's not gonna get any better until it gets a whole lot worse. So we get there, all tucked into the back of my mom's minivan, and begin to pillage the mall. Amanda stopped short at the first clearance rack. Sale dresses? They were used up and old. She made snide comments about each one that we tried on. After a store or two, she was at a fine grade wine, and everyone there was starting to get upset with her. Perhaps sensing the hostility, she said she'd go and sit with my mom at the food court. Yeah, go suck down 7 or 8 hot dogs on a stick. Hope that it fills the hole in your soul. We finished up shopping and found my mom in the food court, tucked away with a new book from Walden Books. She hadn't even seen Amanda. A frantic search happened with no results. This was the days before cell phones. So we paged her, and security started looking, and a half hour passed when one of my friends finally spotted her. She was lying on a bench in the entryway to a department store, ignoring the pages overhead from the loudspeaker. I mean, who doesn't have a nap in the middle of the mall every once in a while? Existing is a lot of work. When we found Amanda, she tried to pull the, "Oh, so now you care about me" routine, right up until my mom came thundering up to the security kiosk. To say the least, my mother was furious with her. We might be teens, but Mom had been entrusted with Amanda's safekeeping, and she had taken her pouting to such an extreme that we thought something happened. Amanda got quiet real quick, and stayed quiet the whole way home. Oh, Amanda, why you gotta ruin everything you touch, huh? Jump forward to the fall. Formal is just around the corner, and Amanda, well, she still doesn't have a dress. With a week left to spare, she apparently went to her mother in a frantic mess. The exact details are unknown to me, but somehow Amanda talked her mother into handing over her credit card, working out a budget, and catching a ride to the mall with someone. Fall formal rolls around, and we're all hanging out when in walks Amanda. Oh god, it's gonna be over the top, isn't it? Everything Amanda does, is over the top. But the gown that she had gotten in particular was a whole lot of dress, as OP says, with a lot of sheaths, and she stood out with poof tulle and sparkles. Her makeup was, as always, not good. And her hair, while professionally done, was just a Shirley Temple mass of curls. Still, even though she didn't look good, she looked happy and fairly confident. So yeah, good for her. That's what matters most, is that you're happy and confident, right? So Amanda decided that for this event, she was gonna avoid my subpar social group, lurking around after more popular groups and dancing behind them while they ignored her completely. Oh god, dude. Stop doing this to yourself, Amanda. I don't know why you keep hurting yourself. Your mother and I are concerned. One aside I should mention was that Amanda never really learned to walk in heels. The best way I could describe it would be John Wayne just off the horse sort of gait, but in a puffy bubblegum pink skirt. Howdy, pilgrims. I reckon I'll mosey on over there and rustle me up some punch. So a few days pass, and then one night my mother got a phone call from Amanda's phone. She sounded furious and asked Mom what I had spent on my formal dress. Mom told her. There was a ton of angry voices on the other side of the line. I heard Mom talking about the spring shopping trip. It turned out that when Amanda had her mother's credit card, she had decided to blow through the budget set by her mother several times over. I mean, there was no supervision here. You just trust your kid with that? Where's personal responsibility fall into this? Her mother had only found this out when she went to use the card, and it was declined. Amanda had actually maxed out her parents' card on a gown and accessories. Dude, we're talking thousands of dollars at that point. This was only made worse by the fact that Amanda could have gotten a cheap dress in the spring, but chose to be a brat about it. Ooh, I don't want discount dress. Why? It's discounted. I thought it was a weird choice in the moment, but to see the fallout that it caused, oh god. Amanda's mother was an ER nurse, a no-nonsense woman. I wouldn't have ever crossed her. While they weren't poor, this did basically blow the family budget for quite some time. Honestly, I'm not saying that you should drown your kids in the bathtub over a few $1,000s, but I probably would consider it really seriously. I've never heard anyone as furious as Amanda's mother was. Amanda was grounded for months on end, not allowed to do anything that wasn't tied to school. Furthermore, she was completely cut off from any money from her parents for the rest of high school. They would purchase things for school, but there would be no cash unless Amanda got a job and earned it herself. That's a fair and balanced response. Much better response than the bathtub. Good job, guys. That's A+ parenting. For some reason, Amanda just didn't believe it. I'll write up a few more stories that go into more detail, but Amanda not getting that she now had to earn her way was basically the basis of the rest of Amanda's high school experience. But that is a story that will have to be told at another time. Now, there are some questions floating around whether, OP is actually bullying Amanda or if Amanda deserves any of this treatment. In my opinion, it seems like everybody's bullying everybody else, like nobody's really following the social contract, which makes it 100% okay. This is an OP that fights back against their beard tormentor, and isn't that what the comments section said they wanted? Well, here it is, and now it's bullying? I don't understand, y'all. At least I can rest assured knowing that this story is super enjoyable, relatively innocent as far as hijinks and shenanigans go, but it still manages to bring the cringe. Just a girl sliding down a banquet table, knocking all the drinks off, like... Who could make this up? I hope you guys let me know what you thought about the whole situation. I hope you'll, like and subscribe and all those things if you didn't do it quite yet. We got links in the description. Lots of social medias. I would like to thank my patrons and my YouTube channel members in song today because I finally got the thing done. So let's do exactly that right now. Thank you too. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, all you folks, you know that I just love you so. We got patrons and channel members, yeah. There is Bearded Snake, Valley-Eyed Crane, Justin Carlisle, and Bedazzled Ms. John Endorse, Risk of Failure, Dawnbreaker Drake, and Project Duke, Sam Meyer Scuds, Joanna Ross. There's Fire Drake, me, Jerry, Sue Jerry. Just video watching, Amelja Hannon Mute, Selwing 666, Samantha, Origami Steve, Vladimir Dragonov, and there's Train Boy. She's a Angel Dark, and there's Skylar Rain, the Fez Wearer, Heaven Sent 777 Thibodeau, Robert if you didn't know, Grimstripe Tooth Plushie, Corey Arts, Florentic Waver, and Dungeon Bat, Billy D, good old Robert Waits, Brandon Ashcraft, Phantom Danica, Skylar Morningstar, and the Gypsy Bar, Burr, Death's Flagship. He's been here for some time. Let's go to Patreon, and then we'll make some rhymes. Blacktron Drake, Miss Black, Harley Hohen, there's Robert Waits again, Camille Sarah, Fluxer Skal to my Nordic brothers, also everyone in ReddX Industries. Yemeth, he asks, what is in the nature of a Jerry? Nobody knows. ... Ellipses. Chef Dan, he thinks he's lame, but he's not. Origami Steve again, Santa Jerry, yeah, Silent Revolver, and Vertical Loop, Zathras 28, the original Jerry, Tato Ferret, 211 Jerry's, Arfar Barkar, Jerish Kitsune, and Frankenberry. Ain't that a hiding bitch though? Apex Goat Jerry, Assassin Pug Jerry, Bang Bang, Bailey Joy. Then there's Billy D, Bitch Gremlin, Blade the Hero, Chancellor Blue Kraken, Commander J Tank, Dirty Little Jerry, Dr. Larks. Dude, you're getting a leg beard, bro. I don't want it. Please take it back. Aaron Era 7192, East Bars 50, Adrian BR, and there's Heathcliff, welcome back. Inja, Irish Pirate, Iron Hollow, Irradiated Jam, JM Coon, and Jerry Blacktail, Juicy Lucy, and the adventures of Daddy Saggy Baggy. Oh, that's sad. Jukebox Jerry, Cuddly Kraken, Lady Italian Greyhound Dino, Lady Nix, Lady in Awakening, Lauren Crow, Legitimate Girth, Livy O'Brien, welcome. Jerry Yo, leader of the Thunder Jerrys. Luca Vex was a race car driver. He was a good friend of mine. He never did win that checkered flag, but I helped him drink his wine. Oh yeah, like and subscribe. Mad Monk Melgar, Metal Factor, and Needless King, Prince Regicide, Princess Jerrykins, and Jerry Beth Ravencraft, Helmodius the Fourth. I think that's 4. Not too good at Roman numerals. Sarita the Lolita, and the Scarlet's Coven, Sergeant Gay Cop, Silo, and Spinal number 21. Stephanie Goodner, Storm Jerry, Synac the Boomstick, Taco Mao, Tamago, the Gypsy Barber, the Littlest Who. Oh, what you fusky? Trying to find another marble to get back to the realist world. Vanguard Angel, VC3, Viking Jerry, Vladimir Dragonov again, Wiki Tack, Comrade Mooney. There's Kira, and not another Jerry, but he is though. Cage Alex 9, Bad Panty Lane, Captain Clown Jerry, Carcass. Third stuff, we love Venom Jerry, Jace Christensen, and there's One Leg Jerry, a normal Jerry, Amara Alder, Atomic Jerryzilla, Breaker of the Tom Army, Bartender Kelia, Big Dad Wolf, Broken Spine Horseradish, Coagular Cake Jerry. That's the original different Jerry, California Jerry Girl, Chikara the Panda. Corey does commissions now, if you didn't know. Cowabunga Jerry, and Cryptides, the Fun Jerry, Defter Tuna Deku, Delta Grex, and there's Dwarfy Dude, Jerry Boo's daughter, Ghost of Alpha, Greymon 365, half Slavic Jerry in a tracksuit. He cannot. HMT Mayor, who's now shilling for Cringe Lobe Ultra. Lose the carbs, not the cringe. Hydra Jerry Solvent, Janitor Jerry, but he can't think of anything funny right now. That's okay, no pressure, bro. Jeffrey, Gerald Frivia, Jerry but with 2 S's and a E, Jerry Springer. The results are in. You are not the neckbeard. Congratulations, Jerry the Sussy Baka. Jerry's mom's got it going on. Jerry Roxors, Jerry role-playing game, Machia CD. Maybe next time. Mr. Gas Mask, not invisible, Angel Raptor Art, Snom Jerry that's snary, Spoony the Rogue, Spoopy Scary Jerry Ton, they call me Jerry Two Knives. This is purely a mercantile transaction to infinite Jerry and beyond. Tokyo Bird, Trickster, Uncale, Von Whimsy, Grow my neckbeard grow. It's Jerry time. Holds ReddX Morpher. Hygiene. Let's do it again. Holds ReddX Morpher. Humility. And thank you to my $1 patrons too. That's the MVP play. Thanks for signing up. This is freestyle rap, but it pretty much sucks. Thank you guys for real though. Oh, bless up to all the Jerrys and not Jerrys alike. You guys really doing the most out here, all right? If you could afford the support alongside these lovely people, that would be huge. If not, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate that you came out with me. Something like that. And you listened this far in the video. That's super important, right? And I hope you join me again tomorrow. Keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, and of course, always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely deserve it, and I shall see you in the next one. So until then, friends, bye-bye.